Common Booby Traps of Yamashita Treasure Sign, Part 1. In the previous video, we have discussed the risk and danger that are involved about booby traps, and how they are still protecting the hidden Yamashita treasures. Now, you have to know that the first step on how to properly deal with them is to be aware about danger signs, particularly danger signs about presence of booby traps. By being aware of their meanings, you can actually make the necessary preparations on how to properly handle or disable them. On this video, I would like to introduce some of the booby trap danger signs that are most commonly encountered around. Let's first start with the flower symbols. Many of you have already encountered flower symbols engraved on surfaces of concretes and rocks. There are several different designs of these flower symbols, but despite their differences, they all have one similar meaning, which has something to do with presence of booby traps. On this first flower danger sign here on our illustration, it consists of 8 petals. According to some treasure hunters, the more petals the flower has, means the more dangerous is the booby trap. But for my team, we always consider all flower signs as equally dangerous. This is another flower sign, but unlike the previous one, it has 6 petals. Again, despite the less number of petals as compared from the first, it is still best to treat it with extreme caution. As you can see, this third flower sign that we have here has a lot of petals. You already know what it means. But the good thing about it is that it gives confirmation that it is protecting a huge treasure deposit. If you notice, there is the asterisk-like symbol in the middle that we have already discussed in the other previous video, which is a representation of millions worth of deposit. What do you notice on this flower sign? Yes, there are 4 petals on top, and another 4 petals below. This means that there are 2 separate booby traps set up on 2 different layers. What we now have here on this illustration is a circle with an X inside it, but depending on your viewing angle, you may also view it as a cross. When you encounter this sign, you should immediately stop and think of a good strategy on how you are going to proceed. It's because it also means that the booby trap is very near. This is another sign that is composed of a circle, with some symbols inside it. What it means is that there is a presence of booby trap, that when something is detached, it will get triggered. Thus, you have to proceed with extra caution, because a slight disturbance of the booby trap can cause it to get triggered. What do you observe on this sign? It is actually a combination of a flower sign and a circle with an X or cross inside. It means that the booby trap is very near right on that spot. Again, we have here on this sign the circle with an X or cross inside it. However, there seems to be like double arrowheads in the four corners of the circle, all pointing at its center point. What it means is exactly the same as the previous sign, where the booby trap can be found, right on that particular spot. This is another same exact version of the previous sign, however, instead of an X or cross inside the circle, it is replaced with a dot. Star signs were commonly used by Japanese Imperial Army generals as signs for their hidden treasure deposit. However, it also means that their hidden treasure is equipped with booby trap. What you see on this illustration is a simple star symbol, which means bad or terrible trap. Bad or terrible refers how damaging can the booby trap will cause when got triggered. This is another star sign, with similar meaning to the previous one. The only difference with this sign is its dot at the center, which confirms that the booby trap is hidden right on that spot. There are two symbols on this illustration, and they basically mean presence of a booby trap. What you are seeing on this illustration is an open fan, which is also considered as a representation of presence of booby trap. But what makes it interesting is that it confirms that the booby trap is currently attached to the item. Obviously, what you are seeing now is a figure of a closed umbrella. This sign is often encountered inside tunnels, where it warns presence of a booby trap that is lying ahead. This is another sign about presence of a booby trap that is commonly encountered inside tunnels, which is a symbol that looks like a spring or coiled wire. Just like the open fan sign, the booby trap is attached to the object. We will cover more of the booby trap's signs that are commonly encountered inside tunnels in part 2 of this video. Aside from these booby trap danger signs, I would also like to introduce to you these warning signs. You have to know that some of the booby trap danger signs do not tell you any clue if you are already near them or not. On cases like this, the Japanese Imperial soldiers often placed separate signs that warn you if you are already pretty close to the location of the booby trap. What you are seeing is a sign that is composed of 3 arrowheads that are attached together, as shown here on the illustration. When you encounter this sign, they are pointing directly into the spot of the booby trap. Thus, it is giving a warning that you should proceed with extreme caution, especially when you intend to disable the trap. If you happen to encounter a certain booby trap sign along with this sign, or at some certain distance or depth, then you need to immediately stop digging, and proceed with extra caution. It's because you are about to uncover the booby trap, and there are chances that it will get triggered when it got accidentally disturbed. This warning sign has similar meaning as the previous one, which means you have to stop digging right away. Another warning sign, with similar meaning as the previous booby trap danger sign, which means, do not proceed or continue. Moreover, here are other danger signs that give clues when you are close, or near, to a certain booby trap danger signs. Did you enjoy watching my video? If yes, and if you are new to my channel, then you may want to subscribe, like this video, and hit the small notification bell icon. By subscribing and hitting the bell icon, you will receive alerts or notifications about my new published videos. If you want a reading material about treasure hunting, then you may want to visit my blogging website at treasurehunt.club. Thank you very much for watching, and happy treasure hunting.